graph paper, right? It can be yesterday's graph paper if you want, but you want somewhere that you can write down work if you want it. Today's yellow sheet is 322. The stuff that would be classwork normally, like right here, that's vocabulary, right? It's all about circles. So yesterday, some of you picked this up. Please don't get a second if you already have one. I only make 2 spare copies. I make 25. We have 23 in here. So please don't take an extra one if you don't need it. Oh, wait a minute. Did I ask you to sit down like minutes ago? What are you still looking for?
I was turning something in.
Okay. So, once we dive into Desmos, my request would be that you turn in 314 through 317. Technically, I want it by tomorrow, but it should be done today, right? By the 2-day homework policy. So it was Tuesdays. You had Tuesday and Wednesday to get it done. It should be done by today. If it's not, it's okay. Turn it in tomorrow. I'm not going to grade stuff this evening. I have multiple meetings on top of a football game I have to go to. I will not have any time. You guys have to realize, and this is hard because when I was your age, I thought like my teachers like jumped in the closet and fell asleep at school and then popped out in the morning. Like, not really, but I really like perceiving that they had a life outside of school was really awkward. So you'd run into them at the grocery store or something, and it's like, what? You eat food? Like, so we all have lives outside of this. I want to remind everybody, because there's some people in here on this boat, and just to help spread the word, your button doesn't have to be green today. It should, that would be great. But what keeps you here is mastery work. Practice and intro assignments don't keep you here unless you have a bunch stacked up. That's at the discretion of your advisory teacher for them to define what's a bunch. If people have been absent, they get some extension on that. But realize, if grades aren't changed and you're like, I turned that in, why hasn't it changed yet? Like, people have families, people have meetings, people have lives outside of here. We were all here till 9 o'clock last night. Or I never went home. I ate dinner when I got home at 9. That was really unhealthy. It was a bad idea. But realize we all have other lives. Like, so as you're at the end of every quarter this year, and this will be the least frustrating quarter because it's the least amount of work, realize stuff can't get graded by minions and updated on its own. It takes us. So have some patience. Like if you turn stuff in for me today, I am not grading it. Yeah, so just be polite and patient with us. So our class code for Desmos, for those of you that are on student.desmos.com already, is JZG, JZG M7T.
Mr. Hudson, you gotta find a new artist. I have a question. Oh, what should
New
we
art.
head our
JZ will be classic forever, man. You know
what?
what?
What should we head our
How many solutions? Or number of solutions? Or really their header is one, many, or one, multiple, or infinitely many solutions. Really, you could just name it solutions for all I care.
Okay.
The activity is called classification of solutions.
Can you, wait. How do you go back? How do you do that? How do you get to that?
Student.desmos.com. And then it should immediately ask you for your 6-digit code. So, before you dive in, and I know I gave you the code, and now I'm going to give you more directions, which is a teacher no-no. But the point of this activity is to identify when we look at an equation, sometimes there's only one value that makes it true. Most of the times, actually, there's only one number that makes it true.
I'm here.
Sometimes we can have multiple solutions, like 2 is often, like if there's multiple, often it's 2. Sometimes any number works. So if you have 5x equal to 2x plus 3x, well, that's always true. Because 2x plus 3x is 5x, and 5x equal to 5x. X doesn't matter.
It's just when x equals x.
So the time we're kind of looking out for is the one we talked about yesterday, where they lie to us. And there's not, I couldn't even plan that better. That was a great dramatic gasp. You want to try it again? Let's see if we can do it even better. Where they lied to us. That was fantastic. That was awesome. Now cough it out. So, if you see one of those lies, right, like 2x plus 3 equals 2x minus 7, that can't be true. We talked about that yesterday because that's essentially saying 3 is equal to negative 7. That doesn't make sense. So be weary of that. So what you're looking for is how many solutions, and as you go through this, so like slide 1, by the way, if you're unaware of how to do this, you are dragging these onto the card and then drop it and it will lock. Now, sorry, go ahead.
Do these problems on a graph paper in case we don't know?
Yes. So if you do not yet know when you look at one of these, we're going to do whatever math we can to try to simplify this out to the point where we can say how many solutions will it have. Now, I'm not asking you necessarily to solve for x. Like, there's one up here that I can tell you right now is the exact same on both sides. It will have infinitely many solutions because it's the exact same on both sides. So, a couple notes if you want to jot these down before you dive in is a situation that has no solutions is one of those lies, right? Such as 2x minus 2, really you could just call it solutions, or number of solutions, or how many solutions plus you. 2x minus 2, 2x plus 5, like this can't be true. That's saying negative 2 is equal to 5, which is not true. So we know there's no solution. That symbol is the no solution symbol. Infinitely many solutions is literally where the two sides are just the exact same. 2x equals 2x. Right? I'm just making stuff up because it doesn't matter what you put there. You can put 3,742x, 3,742x. It doesn't matter if the two sides are the same. And one solution, I guess I could have changed colors. I'm going to change colors because it bothers my brain. Yeah, that would have been great. My brain would have just short-circuited if I did that. One solution is where x is able to isolate. X isolates and has one value. Patrick?
What if it has like two values, like x squared?
So the only other situation we see, well, not like only other, but the other type of situation we see here, very good question there, is when we have two or just like multiple solutions, not infinitely many, but a common two solution situation is where there are actually two numbers that end up doing the same thing. It's like what Patrick is saying is if somebody told you x squared equals 4, technically, when you square root both sides, the square root of 4 has two answers. The square root of 4 is 2 or negative 2. Because negative 2 squared makes 4. 2 squared makes 4. Right? So there are your standard things we're looking for. And that's all I'm going to ask you to write down today, aside from what you do in the Desmos activity. Cool? This said it should take 20 to 30 minutes, and we have that much time left. I'm hoping we can get through this. But this, again, is one of those things I've never done before. So, I'm a tad bit nervous as we dive into this. So please, I ask of you, engage with this, like try it, give it your best effort, and let's see how it goes. If I decide like I don't want to use this in the future, maybe we decide that. What's up, Serena? Go back to the, oh yeah.
Our computer died.
I'm sorry, that means that one of your classmates didn't plug it in.
No, it was our computer.
Oh, well, nothing I can do about that. JZG M17.
That means you have.
I don't know why it won't paste.
15. 12x minus 15. 12x minus 15. 12x minus 15.
Leon.
I mean, you're reading into
All right, and unless we have anything impactful that comes up, I'm going to stop the recording. So if this ends up being the end of the recording, anyone playing along at home, that means nothing else important was really discussed today. We just did Desmos.